When we think of angels, our minds often drift to what we see in paintings or movies, majestic figures with massive wings, blinding light, and booming voices. We expect the supernatural to be spectacular, but have you ever considered that God's most profound work often happens in the quiet? The Bible shows us that angels don't always announce their arrival with trumpets. Sometimes they are already in your living room, quietly watching, guarding, and waiting for you to notice. They are the unseen guests sent by the Father to minister to His children. But because their work is subtle, we often miss it. If you have been feeling a shift in your home lately, pay close attention. Here are 7 biblical signs that angels are active and present in your house. Number 1, a sense of unexplainable protection. Have you ever experienced a moment where danger should have reached you, but it simply didn't? Perhaps it was a glass falling that didn't shatter, a trip that didn't result in a fall, or a delay that caused you to miss a traffic accident by mere seconds. When we try to protect ourselves, we rely on locks and alarms. But when God protects us, He uses His hosts. Psalm 91:11 promises, "For He will command His angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways." When angels are present, protection isn't loud, it is efficient. You don't see the battle, you only see the outcome. Accidents miss you by inches. Chaos happens outside, but it stops at your doorstep. If you look back at your week and see close calls that left you unharmed, that is often the first sign of angelic activity. Number 2, a sudden, supernatural peace. Imagine walking in from a chaotic day. The world outside is stressful, loud, and uncertain. Yet, the moment you cross the threshold of your home, the weight drops off your shoulders. Your breathing slows. Your mind clears. This isn't just psychological relief. It is spiritual ministry. Hebrews 1:14 asks, "Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" Part of that ministry is bringing the peace of heaven into the atmosphere of earth. Angels displace anxiety. If your home feels peaceful even when your life is turbulent, it is because spiritual beings are ministering to your spirit. Number 3, repeated spiritual sensitivity. Have you noticed that you feel drawn to pray more often when you are home? Perhaps worship feels deeper in a specific room, or scripture seems to hit harder when you read it in your favorite chair. This is not a routine, this is an activation. In Genesis 28:16-17, Jacob woke up from a sleep and declared, "Surely the Lord is in this place." This is none other than the house of God, the gate of heaven. When angels are present, your home becomes a spiritually aligned environment. Distractions lose their power, and your spirit becomes alert to God's voice. Number 4, divine separation and boundaries. This sign often confuses people, but it is one of the most powerful evidences of God's protection. Suddenly, certain people stop coming around. Toxic conversations feel uncomfortable in your space. Without you forcing it, negative influences simply drift away. That isn't isolation, that is divine separation. Throughout Scripture, angels were used to set boundaries and block access to protect God's people. As Exodus 23:20 says, "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way." When angels act as guards, they filter who and what can enter your territory. Your home is becoming a sanctuary, and not everyone is authorized to sit where God is working. Number 5, sensing a living silence. There is a difference between a house that feels empty and lonely and a house that feels quiet but full. You might be sitting alone late at night and suddenly feel a shift in the atmosphere, a stillness that feels alive. You aren't afraid, you just feel aware. This mirrors the experience of Elisha's servant in 2 Kings 6:17. He was terrified until Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Suddenly, he saw the hills filled with horses and chariots of fire. They were there the whole time, just unseen. If the silence in your home feels guarded rather than vacant, you are sensing the company of heaven. Number 6. Prayers are answered faster. Have you noticed that clarity comes quicker when you pray at home? Sometimes the answer doesn't come as a voice, but as a sudden, deep certainty in your heart. Angels do not replace God, but they are often the couriers of his answers. In Daniel 10:12, an angel tells Daniel, "From the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them." When your home becomes a place of consistent prayer, it becomes a landing strip for heaven's responses. The spiritual traffic between you and God accelerates. Number 7. You feel watched over, not watched. There is a distinct difference between feeling exposed and feeling settled. When you are alone, you don't feel the tension of being vulnerable. Instead, you feel a calm assurance that something stands between you and harm. Psalm 34:7 tells us, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." To encamp means to set up a station to remain. They aren't just visiting, they are stationed at your walls. This removes the spirit of fear and replaces it with a spirit of rest. Conclusion: trusting the unseen. We often try to manufacture peace and safety through our own efforts, worrying about every possible danger. But there is a better way. When we align our lives with God, he deploys his resources to cover us. If you recognize these signs, the peace, the protection, the shifts in atmosphere, don't ignore them. Heaven does not surround a place by accident. God has stationed his guards around you because he has a purpose for your home. Rest in that protection today, knowing you are covered by the Most High. Be part of the Grace Light family. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep growing in faith with us.